If soft, melt in your mouth, and delicious is what you're looking for, Tacos al Vapor checks all of those boxes. They're very similar to tacos de canasta, but they have a different preparation. That's going to be a separate video because today we're diving into Tacos al Vapor. They are a world of flavor on its own, plus they're so soft. I've had these tacos with and without oil, and to be honest, what makes them truly unique is the fact that they get so soft when they're steamed, but the oil does give them a boost. We're gonna start with 8 guajillos, and I'm gonna wipe them clean with a damp paper towel because I don't wanna get them completely wet. These are gonna get toasted in oil, and well, water and oil don't mix. We just have to remove that stem area, and I love using this pair of kitchen scissors. And I don't know, it's just so easy to use them. Remove all of those seeds. Now roughly dice half of a white onion. Doesn't have to be perfect. And smash and peel 6 garlic cloves. Place a large pan over medium heat and pour in 1 cup of avocado oil, which is neutral in flavor. And to that, we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of pork lard. And I like to do this because it's going to add a ton of flavor, but it's not gonna overpower the dish. This is a great tip I learned from my mother. She does this all the time, which I think is great. It brings balance, which is exactly what we want. Just allow it to melt and also heat up. This is almost there. I'm gonna wipe this guajillos down because they're not quite dry yet. All right, we're gonna lower this heat. You can do that at any point if you feel like it's too hot. Now we're gonna toast all of those guajillos in that hot oil. Remember to stir them or flip them continuously because you don't want them to burn. Ooh, and right away you can see that they're gonna start giving off their beautiful red color. We are about 30 seconds into this and they already, I can smell them. They're gonna come right out of the oil. Just because we don't wanna expose them to over toasting, actually to burning them, because that's gonna give us a really bad bitter flavor that's going to ruin the entire experience. If you've ever had burnt guajillos, you know what I'm talking about. It's bad. Carefully add in that onion and the garlic. I'm gonna let the onions caramelize. It's gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes. As always, this has to be done nice and slow. If you feel like it's too hot, lower that heat. We are looking beautiful, and by we, I mean the onions. Come on, take a look at what's going on over here. I am loving the color. This is exactly what you want. The onions to give off its natural sweetness. Then the garlic is also getting a treatment there. All that's left to do is turn off the heat. And this needs to cool down before we blend it. But let's do a 1/4 teaspoon of whole cumin. It doesn't need a lot of heat in order to toast because they're tiny. And that's it. While this cools down, we need to move on to that filling. Specifically 2 pounds of boneless chuck roast. All I did was cut it into large pieces, and make sure you season it well with salt and black pepper. Just target all the sides because it's gonna give us a ton of flavor. We are gonna cook it in the Instant Pot. Just set it to high saute mode, add a little bit of oil in there, allow it to heat up, then brown the meat, and make sure you do it in batches to prevent overcrowding the pot. Once the meat is brown, pour in 8 cups of water, half a bunch of cilantro, a whole white onion, a head of garlic, and slice that end off in order to expose all of the garlic cloves, and 3 bay leaves. Close, secure the lid, and cook on high pressure for 45 minutes with a 10-minute natural pressure release. Once ready, remove the pressure and let's remove the meat from the broth. And here we have it. I'm just gonna shred this apart, which is super easy because it is so tender. That's why I just love my Instant Pot. I'm gonna leave you the link to it down in the description area. I'm using 2 forks to do this and it works perfectly also. Make sure you don't throw away any of that broth. You can strain it, store it, and just use it for so many other dishes. It's packed with flavor. Let's set it aside, and this should be good to go. If it's not completely cooled down, you want it to be at least warm. Grab a blender and add in those toasted guajillos. They're toasted for sure, as you can hear. Pour in that oil. Gorgeous. Oh, I am in love. You should be in love with your food. Always take pride in it. What do you have to say about that, Nelson?
I always take pride in what I eat.
You should. You should do that too. We've got so much flavor going on here, and we're gonna open them up even more with 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. Close it up, and we are gonna blend it until it is completely broken down. It's gonna take some time, believe me, but just allow that blender to do its work and get it to the right consistency. Just go ahead and strain it. Look how beautiful that is. You can see everything has turned into a paste, and we're gonna use it up. Look at this paste, how moist it is because of that oil. Do not throw it away, we're gonna use it. Place a large nonstick pan over medium heat. We're adding that shredded meat right in there and add the paste as well. We're gonna get everything mixed in and heat it up.
That looks like sweet caramel.
And heat it through, yes, it does. A really good one made with guajillo, onion, garlic, cumin, all toasted. This is not gonna get a lot of cooking time. We're just trying to get everything well combined and also heat it through about 3 to 5 minutes. Stir in salt to taste. This is good to go. Turn off the heat. I'm gonna set it aside because I need this burner. Heat 20 corn tortillas, and I'm gonna do this on a comal over medium heat just until pliable. The kind of tortillas that I am using are from a local tortilleria, which are nice and sturdy. That's exactly what I'm looking for. If they're too thin, or you already know from the get-go that they're very fragile and they're gonna break, don't use them because we need some power here. I'm gonna remove them. They are ready to go. Just place them in a basket. Keep them covered with a kitchen towel. That way they stay nice and warm, and just continue heating the rest. Now with these tacos, I like to add an individual layer of protection because they can get a little flaky and break, but it is fixable. We're gonna be doing squares, and I am using half a sheet pan size of parchment paper, and all I did was cut it into quarters. I also sliced half of a white onion, set it aside because we're gonna use it right now. Assemble your taco, take one tortilla at a time, add your filling. They like to be generous. I mean, you still wanna be able to close it, but don't be stingy either. And I'm using a paper towel because the tortilla tends to be hot. You don't wanna burn yourself. Place the taco on top of the parchment paper. Now brush some of that oil, and I like to brush it because it's just gonna give me more control on the amount I'm adding right on top. Flip it over. By the way, I feel that caffeine getting to me. I had a cup of coffee and I don't know, I guess I'm sensible today. Just a few slices of onion right on top. Cover it with the paper. And just like that, you've got a beautiful taco that's ready to go into that steamer and stay whole. Now let's make the rest following the exact same steps. All right, we've got 16 tacos. If you happen to have leftover refried beans, you can fill a couple of them with that. Follow the same steps and you're gonna get extra ones with some delicious creamy beans. Now, as far as the oil, I've got some leftover. I'm just gonna store it because I'm gonna use it for other dishes. It's time to bring out that steamer pot, and I'm gonna leave you the link to this one down in the description area because it's the perfect size for this recipe. I'm gonna remove that top because I need to be able to line the bottom, and I'm gonna do that with aluminum foil. That way we still get steam, but it's not gonna be too brutal on those tacos. And arrange the tacos inside. I'll typically do 4 and then just kind of stack them on top of each other. They are gonna be laying down with a little bit of space in the center. Just make sure that they don't open up. And here goes the last one. Such a beautiful thing. I'm just gonna cover that top to give it another layer of protection. Tuck it in if you can. Now take the bottom pot and we're gonna fill it with water. This is a 5-quart and you can do about halfway. You just don't want it to touch the steamer. Bring it up to a boil over medium-high heat. This looks great. I'm gonna lower it to medium heat because we want a simmer, not a gentle one. And just place that basket right on top. And we're gonna cover it so that we can enclose all of that steam. Now set the timer because we're gonna let it go for 15 minutes. They are ready to be served when the tacos are hot and soft. Carefully remove them from the pot and unwrap them. The steam does something unique to the texture of the tortilla, so unbelievably soft. Remember to keep the pot covered and top the tacos with diced cilantro, onion, and a good salsa for the best experience with a drizzle of lime juice. In my case, I do have to carb count, so for a more filling meal, I'll be doing a side of salad with cabbage and pico de gallo, salsa, and homemade pickled jalapenos, all recipes you can find on my website. Let's do this. This is time crunch because these have to be enjoyed as soon as they're out of that steamer, because that's when they are the softest, and oh boy, it is an experience.
Oh, this is soft.
So good.
It's hot though. Woo.
Wow.
These are so good. For sure. Let me blow on it a little bit.
Blow on it, Nelson.
It's
Blow
too
on
hot.
it.
It's too hot. So good though. It's just so nice and soft, but the tortilla is still together.
That's why we did that extra layer of protection, because that steam can really target the tortilla, make it flaky, and then also break it apart.
Yeah.
So I think it's an extra step, very much worth it.
This reminds me of the ones we ate in Mexico. So good. Slightly different, but I mean the same concept.
The ones we had in Mexico were actually without the chili oil. Steamed a little bit different, but
They were tacos de cabeza.
raise your hand if you want some tacos de cabeza, because I am on the verge of just making it because it's so good.
I think choke roast gets really close to the flavor of cabeza though.
Cabeza is softer.
Is it?
I feel like it is. Definitely
Maybe.
fattier, I think.
Well, I guess the
That's
flavor
what
is.
makes it. Yeah.
I guess the
definitely.
flavor is similar.
But it's so good. You have to try these at home. Your family deserves this, or you deserve this.
Yes, you do.
Everybody deserves this. Till the next one. Bye.